settle in and listen to our mixtape and now the music vanishes. Enjoy your butt sandwiches.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the mixtape. I'm Jason Emmett.
I'm Casey Masterpiece.
I'm Twisted Kid Matt.
Go deeper, Stu. Challenge.
I'm searching.
Clipping that. Go deep.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that was terrible.
Make it,
I regret everything already.
60 seconds in, and Matt's like, "Go deeper, Stu. It's a challenge." Stu's like, "It is for me too." Oh my god.
Goodbye, monetization. We'll never see you.
So we have a special show this week. I'm kind of excited about it. I've been trying to put this one together for a while, and trying to figure out how to do it exactly. But this week we're going to talk about famous musicians. Well, I'm sorry, famous people's kids. We're going to be talking about famous people's kids who happen to be musicians. But we're not going to be talking about the ones you guys would think. We're not going to be talking about like your Miley Cyruses and your Jacob Dylans. We're going to be talking about ones you might not have heard, but maybe should have. And the way I'm going to kind of format this, no Eagle Eye Cherries or Nora Jones or Liza Minnelli's in here either, guys. I just wanted to. I'm sorry.
Side note:
Kevin.
who's Nora Jones related to?
Who's Nora Jones related to?
Quincy Jones.
There you go.
Is she really?
I don't
did not know that.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
it
made that shit up.
I think it
Jesus
is. Though.
Jones.
She is.
Okay,
somebody-
well, she's related to Jesus Jones.
Oh, Grace Jones.
But the way I want
I can see the resemblance.
Don't mess around with the demolition, man.
I can see the resemblance.
The way I'm going to do this is the only two people who really know who these
Ravi
kids belong to
Shankar.
are myself.
Didn't know
and,
that.
Is it really?
Yeah. Her dad is Ravi Shankar and her mom
Really?
is Sue Jones.
You think I'd have known since I
Who's
put
she?
it in my notes?
I was gonna say you put it in the fucking notes. Like, how do you not know?
It is what it is.
Who the heck is Ravi Shankar?
He's like a real famous like Indian musician. He did like a lot of
Like something for the Beatles,
he
right?
plays
He's
with
worked
the
with the
Beatles.
Beatles and a lot of
Yeah.
other.
He played
so if
sitar
you
for
ever
the
hear,
Beatles. Yeah.
yeah, if you ever hear certain songs that have that real like heavy sitar, usually him.
Mm.
Yeah, he played he's a sitar virtuoso according to Google.
He's the Jimi Hendrix of sitars.
yeah. Stu, how did you not?
Pretty
know
much,
that?
yeah.
It almost sounds like you're saying a profanity. Sitar. Or
Yeah.
it's a combination between sitting and playing guitar.
Well, that's not profane. That just makes
Yeah.
sense. As opposed to
But I mean, that is
stantar.
actually how you play a sitar, by the way. Is you
Sitar
sit
and
play it.
stantar. So the way I'm going to lay this out, the only two people that know who these guys are for the most part are myself and Matt. And even Matt, a few of them he may not 100% know, but
I've heard the bands. I
most
did
of
no research. I don't know who any of them are related to.
Stewie's heard a few of the songs, but he doesn't know who they are. And Kevin's totally he has no idea
Kevin,
whatsoever. So
He's
if
blind.
he's interested, he's going to have to go in and check some of these bands out. And I will tell you, I was pretty impressed by all of them as it went. So
Yeah.
I thought all of them do really good music, and I was impressed. But
Now,
So-
are these current, like today type bands?
for the most
or-
part, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a small exception in here, which we'll start off with. As a
Well, I
matter of
meant
fact.
like the ones that I heard. Are they like current today type bands?
Yeah, that's what
Or-
I'm saying. For the most part, with the exception of maybe one of them, which will be the one we start off with, actually. And we're going to start off with a musician named Deacon Fry. Now, you might not know right off who he is.
Is he related to
He's
Futurama Fry guy?
no wrong Fry, but I appreciate. Yes, he is related to the French fry.
The the Fry guy?
So let me tell you a little bit about him. All right. So for the most part, this guy stays pretty quiet. He doesn't really seek out a lot of fame. He's not really out there looking for people to pay attention to him. As far as media goes, he's not really on any social media, anything like that. And he's never released any solo stuff at all. So you're saying, how is this fair? How could we possibly know who this guy is if he's never even released solo stuff? Well, that's because he's played with a rather large band. He's played a lot with a rather large band. Now, his name is Deacon Fry, right? Deacon Fry. And he's played with a really famous band. Before we move on, do either of you have any guesses who he might be related to?
Is that the picture that's up right now?
That's the picture that's up right now.
Oh, Stephen Fry.
Okay, so I will go ahead and
so-
say all of the famous parents are musicians as well, right?
That's not true.
Okay,
But
well,
that's
never mind
cool.
then.
Most of them are.
I'm gonna say Zappa.
For the most part,
all
yeah.
but one are, which we'll get to.
No, his name wouldn't be
Um,
Deacon. It'd be something like Moonstar or something.
He's right,
something like
Moonstar.
that.
Fair enough.
Deacon Frost Zappa. So actually, I'll give you another hit. His dad passed away in 2016, and after his dad passed away, he stepped into the role to go touring with this very famous band that you all know. You know them well. The only time you're going to be able to hear him perform is if you are listening to one of the
It's when
live
hell freezes over.
you can hear him when hell freezes over. You can hear him in a live performance after
Don
2017.
They're usually
close.
performing at a Hotel California.
His last name is Fry.
I don't know that.
It's Glenn Fry's son.
Ah,
Yes. And
There
so
you go.
basically after Glenn Fry passed away in 2016, the band was like, well, that's it. You know, we're pretty much done. We're not going to tour. So in 2017, he was like, you know what? I will go out with you guys. I will perform.
are we not playing the Eclipse?
No. Yeah. So he
This
pretty
is
much
the
said,
band
I
that
will
he
go out with
performs with.
and I will tour with the Eagles, which he did. He toured with them. And from all accounts, actually, there's some live stuff out there, live performances, and he's really good. Like most people don't really notice the difference. But like I said, he's not really into the spotlight. He only toured with them to kind of honor his father's legacy. He doesn't really want the solo attention. He
pretty
hasn't
cool.
released any solo stuff. Yeah, and he's actually really good. Now, all the rest that we're going to be talking about are they do in fact have solo stuff out there, and I do highly recommend it. Here's the
Yeah.
thing that's interesting. Almost none of these guys have released music anything similar to their parents, which I think is a little odd and a little telling. But all right, so the first one we're actually going to talk about two right here, but we're going to kind of separate them. But these two are brothers, so we're going to be talking about them. The first one I want to talk about is a musician named Jacob Danger. Obviously, that's a stage name, so don't be looking for somebody with the last name Danger to match him up too. This kid has released solo material under the name Jacob Danger, and then later stuff released under the name Mount Eddie. Is it Eddie or Edie? EDDY. I think it's Eddie.
Oh, that's
right?
the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So obviously,
Those were my
there's a
two favorites
picture-
of the songs, by the way. So.
Just before we move on, anybody care to take a guess based off picture alone, or have you heard anything from Jacob Danger or Mount Eddie? Stu's got to lean forward to see the pictures every time because they're.
Jeez. I was wondering what was happening there.
I ain't got a clue.
All right, so I'm gonna assume that based off picture alone, nobody can figure out who this kid belongs to. So I want to tell you a little bit about his brother. He has an older brother named Joey, and Joey is also in a band, right? Joey played drums for, well, he's not, I don't think he's with him anymore, but he played drums for a band called Swimmers, which is spelled SWMRS, but it's pronounced Swimmers.
So, do these people these days don't know what vowels are?
No, they have no idea what the vowels are.
They grew up watching Wheel of Fortune, and they're just like, I don't
wanna buy
vowel.
that.
Just,
So I'm
Yeah.
going to assume that based off the pictures and from what little info, you guys have no clue who this is. So I'm going to give you another hint.
The
Okay?
first picture, I kind of have an idea.
You think a little bit based off. Okay, I want to hear who your idea is based off the first
He
picture.
looks like Green Day did.
Holy shit, Stuart.
Am I right? Is that
My next clue was literally going to be their dad fronted one of the biggest, it's one of the most successful punk bands of all
He's
time.
got that demeanor.
So yes, Stewie was correct for the third time. These are the sons of Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong. Jacob and Joey Armstrong are their names. Jacob Danger is just a stage name that he went under. You can look him up as Jacob Danger on Spotify. You'll find him. There's a song over there called Meet Me in the Hallway. It dropped in 2021, so it's fairly recent. For me, like listening to them, they feel very early 2000s. I really like that song a lot, though. I thought it was really, really good.
yeah, super catchy.
He has another song or another like an album, I think, called Number One Captain's Log. It's a little experimental if you check that one out. But that's kind of the artwork there. I think he's an artist as well. I could be mistaken, but I think he does like some of his own artwork as well. I do hear their dad's voice sometimes and the influences throughout when you hear him sing. Like you definitely
Yeah,
hear a
when
little bit of it.
When you see them next to each other,
You can
yeah,
see,
you
the
definitely see the
faces are
resemblance.
a little bit. They're especially like Stu said, Jacob a lot. Jacob
Yeah.
looks a lot like his dad.
At least that one picture really did tell. a
Well, they're
lot.
right next to him. Look at their mouth. It's weird. It's like they've got the same kind of crooked smile
Yeah.
going on. Now, as far as Mount Eddie goes, it definitely feels a lot more punk inspired than the stuff that Jacob Danger did on his own. Now, Swimmers is an alt rock punk band, and just like Mount Eddie, I like them. I like them a lot. I don't believe Joey is playing with them anymore, though. I actually don't know if they're still together as an actual band. Is this one? Swimmers are one of the ones I sent over to you, right, Stu?
Yeah.
And what song did I send you? Was it Palm Trees?
I
Should be
think
palm
so.
trees.
Palm Trees to me had a very Ramones, but kind of
Yeah.
meets the Offspring,
Yeah,
and
palm
also
trees.
they have a song called Listerine, which feels like a Hippo song. Like it is so similar to something the Hippos do. So
Listerine.
It's almost like their dad was
Listerine.
playing the music as they were growing up.
yeah, right. It probably was because there's some Ramones,
Yeah.
there's some Offspring,
Or I don't
there's some
know,
Hippos.
maybe he took them on tour and they heard
never
opening
heard of
bands because I'm pretty sure the Hippos opened for Green Day.
I wouldn't be surprised. You've never heard of the Hippos. Well, they're kind of a punk band. So okay, and we're back. This next band we're going to be talking about, I'm kind of excited about. I know I sent this one over to Stewie, and I know Matt's heard him as well. This is an electronic soul band, as that's what they call themselves, and their name is Kane Holler.
Any relation to Kane Hodder?
Yes, they are his cousin.
Yeah.
You got it. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if anybody
They're
was
really
excited.
good at
Damn, he got it
stunts.
in. Okay, if you guys have never heard them, I recommend giving them a listen. I know Matt and Stu have checked them out. I think you guys are going to like them if you've never heard them. They're a duo, and they're led by a girl named Chelsea alongside her significant other, John Foster.
Handler.
The band formed in Brooklyn back in 2011. They've become really successful in their genre. I think a lot of people who listen to like I don't know, like rave music type would probably really get into them. So like I said, they've kind of gotten kind of big. I checked it out because I'm always interested in this stuff, especially knowing who her parents are, like what her net worth was, and hers is pretty big even on its own. So she has said that their influences are bands like Portishead, the Talking Heads, Etta James, Otis Redding, and DJ Shadow. So that's a pretty eclectic.
Very.
That's all over.
Yeah, it's all over
A little
genres.
bit of
Really
Chumbawamba
crazy.
thrown in too. Why not?
Mhm.
I
Just
can
take
tell you that
anybody.
I hear a little Daft Punk when I listen to them, kind of mixed in there as well. So I
Oh,
would.
speaking of Daft Punk, they had a Record Store Day album out yesterday.
We went to Record Store Day yesterday, and we both picked up some stuff. So I got
Apparently
Talking
missed it
Heads
entirely.
Record Store, and got Offspring and Motley Crue and
Corey
Corey Taylor. So he had a big
You're
day.
gonna say Corey Feldman.
Corey
I was like,
Feldman.
why would you do that?
We picked up the new Corey Feldman record store. Now you've just put that out there. Next year there's going to be a Corey Feldman.
God,
Yeah, he was there signing it.
It's gonna be a comeback.
All right, so I want to know. We're gonna put a picture of the girl who's in question here. And
Wow,
Stuart,
Stu.
you were killing me. I want to know if you guys have any guesses based off photo alone, just photo, who her famous parent might be.
I've already figured it out, but
I'm
yeah.
going to say like a
Illegitimate child.
Morissette.
No, well, that's good though. Alanis Morissette is not a bad guess.
Yeah.
You're
It's a good
Illegitimate
guess.
child of Steven Tyler.
not illegitimate, man. That's his daughter.
Just straight up. Yeah,
Steven Tyler.
that's his
That's
DNA
Steven
right there.
Tyler's daughter.
No way.
Can,
Yes.
can you not see her mouth?
Totally, 100% gets it again. That is Steven Tyler's daughter, Chelsea.
Oh my god.
Chelsea Tyler
Yeah.
is her name.
Really?
Here's what's funny, Stu, that you said that. In 2010, I think it was in 2010. Anyway, she was in the music video for the song "Fly Away from Here" off of Just Push Play, and they do this transition from Steve Tyler's face to a younger Steven Tyler, who is played by her in the video. Yeah, it's only for a few seconds. What's really weird is when they morph her into Tyler's
Stu,
face.
you look extra creepy on camera right now. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you should be, so you can see all the antics that are going on right now.
And if you are watching, he's lifting up a thing so he can look at the pictures closer because we're all old and have poor eyesight. So it's making it so he can see it a little bit better. Yes, that is Steve Tyler's daughter, Chelsea.
I didn't.
Yeah, he has like 3 or 4 kids.
I was trying to be funny, but
Nope, that's his daughter. She's actually really pretty and a very talented singer, but she has Steve's mouth 100%.
Yeah,
You can tell who has the dominant genes because Liv has it too. Like this mouth, you're not getting
is
away.
she doing anything anymore?
Still acting. She's about to be in Thunderbolts. Well, yeah, I think Thunderbolts.
Is she?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's reprising her role as Betty Ross from Hulk.
Okay, so his
Betsy Ross? She made the flag.
she
so
made the
Liv is
flag.
the actor, and
Yeah.
Chelsea is the
Chelsea's
singer.
a model / singer and mostly just a singer now. And she started the band with her then at the time boyfriend, and now they are married and I think have kids and everything. And they're still doing it. Kane Holler is still out there. You can check them out. All these bands, with the exception of, well, even that. I'm
actually going to be putting up the playlist.
we haven't done a playlist in a while.
Which, side note, I have been listening to these songs that Jay sent me for all these bands with no knowledge of who they are for the past like 3 days, and I am loving all of them.
They're all really good.
What's crazy is most of the people, like the celebs or whatever, you usually know who the kids are because they live
It
off
becomes
their
like
coattails a little bit.
So
I think that's what's happened with this is a lot of them don't want to.
One of the people we're going to talk about specifically went out of his way to hide it from his parents that he was doing music at first. Here in a minute.
The world that his parents
No. He wanted to hide from his parents that he was doing music. He's like, I knew eventually they'd find out, and they did. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that though. No, he just didn't want them to influence what he was doing.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway,
Awesome.
she looks like him. She's very talented though, and it's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird because she looks like she's very pretty though. But yeah, she's got the Tyler mouth. You ain't getting away from that, kid.
Yeah.
So
Some
again,
bad
that
dude
band
looks
is-
like a lady. You know.
Okay.
Luckily that it is a lady.
So the next one's gonna be a little tricky, because we're gonna see how much I can get through without you figuring out who it is. But the next person on our list is a girl named Violet.
Violet, you're trying to Violet.
I knew
Do
that
you
was
know
coming.
who she is
Yeah.
before we get into it at all. Okay, cool. Stu's making a face. He doesn't. So her name's Violet.
At least not from this picture.
She's been known to perform on stage with her father's band, actually. She made her professional debut at the age of 12 when she was accompanied by her father,
I already know.
and she performed Adele's When We Were Young at a benefit show.
I think I know who it is.
She has a single on Spotify right now called Nausea, which feels a lot like a Modern Runaways song to me. I couldn't send her to you, Stu, because you would know who she was if I would have sent her
I
to
think I
you.
already know.
Um,
If I remember correctly.
you should definitely check her out because she's very Joan Jett. The song's called Nausea. You can find it on Spotify. Stu thinks he knows who she is. Kev, do you have any guesses before we let Stu?
No idea. Stu, go for it.
Dave Grohl.
This is Violet Girl. Yes, this is Dave
Damn.
Grohl's daughter.
The only reason why I know this is because I was watching the tribute to
So, yep, I was gonna say I had
she was
two
on it.
hints. Two hints. My hints were she performed Heart Shaped Box along with the members of Nirvana at a charity, and in 2022 she opened the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert with a version of Hallelujah. So she actually got up and performed during the Taylor Hawkins tribute, but she opened the show with Hallelujah.
She kicked its ass.
God,
too.
that
Um,
had to have been hard to get through.
She's amazing.
Like as a
No,
fan in the
She
audience.
did great. She kicked its ass.
She's 18 years old right now, and we've like some of us have seen her perform up there with Dave. I actually the picture that's up now I've watched.
Apparently, she does that often.
Yeah,
With him.
he brings her up. He has come out and said like she came to him. He's like, I didn't force anything on her. She came to me and said, you know, I want to be a musician. I want to learn. He said, of course, as a dad, you're super excited. But he left it up to her how much she wanted to pursue it. And because she did, he would bring her up on stage and let her perform. And like I said, she's done Adele, and I guess Adele heard it and was like, it's amazing. She did Hallelujah at the Taylor Hawkins, but she has the song is called Nausea, and I highly recommend. It's very Joan Jett, very Runaways. You will love it, but I couldn't send it to you because it's under Violet Girl. So
That's one I didn't get either, so I haven't heard it either. We'll put that on the playlist.
Yeah, that one was hard because her name was in it, and you guys see Grohl, you're gonna know who it is. There was no
Yeah.
Right.
just like one other name that you saw, Matt, and you were like, wonder whose kid that could be.
Yeah. Side note, it was Deacon Fry when he sent me that. I was like, don't know. Or no, it was oh
No,
yeah,
no,
never
we're
mind.
not to
I
it
won't
yet.
say
Yeah,
it. I
don't
won't say
say
it. I won't say it. It's coming
if
up.
if you guys haven't checked her out though, and I think a lot of people out there have heard her perform because this clip right here was going around. The one that we see the picture of was going around on like TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, just because everybody was like, "Oh my God, have you seen Dave Grohl's daughter perform with him?" And she's pretty amazing, very talented.
Maybe
Friend of the
if I'm
show, by
lucky
the way.
enough- Maybe if I'm lucky enough, she'll be there at the Foo Fighters concert.
That would be really cool
Apparently,
if she
she
got up and
flies with
performed with
him a
him.
lot.
I'm sure she probably does. I mean,
Yeah.
if she's Can you imagine growing up in this world though? Like Nirvana was around, like all the members of Nirvana were around, and then
Just like
I
Uncle
would
Kurt.
be one of those kids that got in so much trouble because my
Right.
parents were
Yes.
so rich.
Yeah, she's becoming mature and responsible, and Stu would be just a fuck up.
I would think I had diplomatic immunity or something.
Diplomatic immunity.
I don't
There
think
are-
that's what you think it is.
There are two people on this list that if anybody has heard of them, it'll be Stu, and this next person might be one of them. I don't know.
Sorry, I don't mean to clear my throat.
So let him clear his throat.
Uh-huh.
This next person, there are two people that I was like, I wonder if Stu has heard of them or heard them, and this is one of them. I think this person's name is Jagger Lee, and they are in a band called Midnight Kids. Before we even get started, Stu, do you know who this is, or have you heard of this band?
Can you tell by looking at him?
It's Tommy Lee's kid. Can you tell by looking at him? That's a very good question. Yeah. So here's the thing. He doesn't do the music is not what you would expect at all. It's very heavy synth pop. The band is called Midnight Kids. They existed until 2021. He's not doing it anymore. He said he wants to try something else now. I know.
That was
I
one of my
really
favorite
love-
songs on the list.
So
Great.
this band to me, and Stu's going to say he doesn't know who they are, and that's fine. But they're very similar to a band called The Naked and the Famous.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not that surprised you've never heard of The Naked and the Famous, Stu. They're kind of you've maybe heard a song, and if you heard it, you go, "Oh yeah, I've heard this before," but you just didn't know. I feel like they may have even popped up in like a commercial or something, but I don't know.
Probably.
Here's the thing, Jagger, or maybe we should call him Dylan. Jagger's his middle name. His name is Dylan. Haha, Jagger. Haha, Lee. Wonder who this kid is named after.
Bob Dylan,
Bob
Mick
Dylan.
Jagger, and Tommy Lee.
Yeah. So this is who I was telling you at first. He hid his music from his parents because he didn't want
I
he
had
did
no
not
i-
want Tommy to influence him
I
at
had
all.
no idea that. Yeah.
And when I said one of these people is their parent isn't a musician, it would be Pam. She's not a musician, so that's why I was saying it.
I had no idea.
So he said he didn't want Tommy to know because he didn't want him to influence at all. And I guess when Tommy found out, he was a little pissed at him, like, "Why would you hide this from me?" But then Tommy has heard it, and I guess he's really said he loves the music.
Well,
And he's a
Tommy
big
actually,
fan.
some of his newer stuff and like Methods of Mayhem kind of resembles, I think, some of his.
I haven't heard any of the new.
I wouldn't say it's exact, but
This is
probably a
not
take
heavy
on
at
it.
all.
I was
going
gonna say if it sounds anything like Midnight Kids, Tommy Lee did something very different and copied his son.
Yeah, he's way changed his sound.
Oh wait, Midnight Kids.
Midnight Kids is the name of his band.
Okay, so
The band that Jagger was in.
Okay, I've never attempted this.
But we're saying if Tommy is doing anything that sounds kind of like this now, that's shocking.
Tommy did more electronic.
Yeah, this is synth
It sounds
pop. It's-
nothing like that.
You'll have to check it
Mm.
out. I didn't give it to you because I was afraid you would know who Jagger Lee was. But I could have sent you Midnight Kids. I guess it would have been
Yeah,
fun.
that probably would have been better.
Just so everybody knows, if you have not heard the news, first of all, he has been very outspoken about his mom and just like how people have the wrong image of her, and he's
Right.
trying to help that. But she's about to be in the reboot of Seth MacFarlane's reboot of The Naked Gun, starring her and Liam Neeson. In case you guys
Oh yeah.
Well, she did just recently
All
have
right.
her own documentary of herself and then portraying the whole, or not portraying, explained the whole sex tape scandal. And
Well, I mean, it's a sex tape that got leaked. I mean,
right, but
it's not.
she was really
Mhm.
pissed off at what
I think the
Hulu did.
Yeah,
yeah,
the Pam and Tommy
but the problem is,
show or whatever.
guys, is she portrayed herself as a slutty sex symbol for a long time. She didn't at first. She was very wholesome. She was on Home Improvement.
Yeah,
But
she looked great.
then she started the whole Baywatch
Yeah.
thing, and then it was like we know who she portrayed herself as for a long time. I understand though;
But
there's
the-
other sides to people, so let's.
But
you
her
know,
documentary kind of puts out a lot.
Well,
and lets you think about it.
we'll see how it
Side
goes.
note,
I think
2
we-
episodes in a row that Pamela Anderson.
Pam Anderson has come up because we talked about her for Barbed Wire. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I hope that.
Awful movie.
I
by the
actually
way.
can see Liam Neeson taking over the
Yeah, it's
Leslie
got-
Nielsen role. I know that sounds weird, but I could see it.
I can see it too.
I don't
totally
know
can
who
see it.
she's playing in it though, but we'll see how it goes. You know, it could be it's Seth
I
MacFarlane
wonder
too.
if
so
she's
we'll-
the Elaine or what's her name, the Presley chick.
I don't know. That's
Lisa
that,
Marie Presley.
that would
Yeah,
be
Lisa
the
Marie
assumption, but we
Presley.
don't know. You know, so there could be a whole new storyline. All that we just don't know. All right, so it's the next person on the list that when I mentioned them to Matt, he knew who they were based off name alone. So I'm only going to give you
Yeah.
the first name to start.
Good
Her
idea.
name is Lola. She was a showgirl.
She was at the Copa. The
I couldn't
Copa
help it.
Cabana.
So bad.
Her name was Lola. She
Lola.
was a showgirl. Her name is Lola. She has a couple of famous parents. One is her father, who is a famous director named Yuri Fruchtman. It's okay. We can tell you who Yuri is because that's not going to give it away. But he is very famous. He's done quite a few movies and stuff. But her mom was a huge part of an 80s band that then she went solo. And you know all of her stuff, 80s and solo. Oh, Stewie already thinks he has a
Stu
guess.
looks like he knows.
Anyway, she studied
about Kevin?
classical singing at the Royal Academy in London. Lola went on to study classical singing at the Royal Academy in London. She ended up signing with Simon Fuller as her manager. Simon Fuller, if you guys don't know, has a lot to do with the American Idols, both the British one and the American one. She sings kind of ballad style pop, stated that her influences are Nina Simone, Ella Fitzgerald, and Dusty Springfield, if that helps. She's also performed with her mother quite a few times, and I can certainly hear her mother in her voice. So let's have it. Let's can you go back to the picture of her, Matt? Are you able to do that?
I can do that. It's
Throw
gonna take
things
a
off
while.
too much. I want to see if either of you have a guess who she might be. Remember, her mom was a member of, just look at her. Her mom was a member of a famous 80s band and then went on to do solo, and she's still around. Still
Duet, a duo, a band, a duo band.
and now she's this is her daughter. Any guesses based off of the little bit you know so far?
Chick from Roxette.
No.
You'll be seeing her in your
There's
sweet
her mom.
dreams that are made with this because I
Currently.
clicked one too many
Annie
times.
Lennox.
Hey,
It's Lola Lennox.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yes, Lola is her. She looks a little like Margot Robbie there, but
Yeah, a
she is
little bit.
Annie Lennox's daughter, and she definitely has her mom's influence in her voice when you hear it.
Mhm.
She's way softer, more ballady stuff from the few tracks I listened to, and I listened to about 4 different tracks. She's very talented, though. I guess from what people have like, it's not really my style of music. It's so take a Meghan Trainor song and take all the poppy out of it. You know, the kind of upbeat pop, pop, pop.
how
You
do
know,
you do
take that
that?
out, and this is what she
I
reminds me of.
love Meghan
So
Trainor.
it's like if you took one of Lola's songs, sped it up, and made it a little more poppy and fun, it could be a Meghan Trainor song, but it's not. It's a little bit more ballady version of like a Meghan Trainor thing.
Okay.
But people love her. She has become very famous in her circles. Again, very, very popular. One of the reasons I picked the people I picked is because I didn't know they were doing this stuff. And I kind of wanted to highlight them to kind of let people know these guys are all out there and they're creating music and it's good. And actually, this also highlights the fact that people think that musicians are only successful if they're all over the radio and they're selling millions of, and that's not the case. You can be a very successful musician. Let me put it this way: Chelsea Tyler, Kane Holler, they're Kane Hodder is a different thing altogether. Don't watch that movie. I watched Kane Hodder
Or
last
do.
night. Just
It's kind of like Black Hole.
don't. Her net worth is like $41 million.
Is that mainly because of her
Yeah,
father?
well, no, it's because of their band. They're huge. I mean, just
Yeah.
because they don't run in our circles, and I think people forget that there are circles out there
Yeah.
that love musicians, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know who that is," but they're not
Put
mainstream.
it this way. Can you think of many like mainstream like EDM bands that get played on
No.
the radio?
Absolutely,
No.
you're 100%.
However, there are week-long festivals of these bands that are huge, and you never hear those bands on the radio. Like just
Yeah.
because it's not known to you doesn't
Yeah,
mean it's
but
not known to
the
somebody.
people who love that shit, they know who
Yeah.
they are.
Well, it's just like us
Yeah.
when we were younger. I mean, our parents didn't know how we were listening to.
I thought he was going to say just like,
before MTV.
just because nobody knows
Well,
this
it's also
show
like
doesn't mean we're not
okay,
huge.
here's
It's a huge
here's a
show.
way to like kind of make it easier for people to understand in a more like general. Folk music has a huge following,
yeah.
but you can
Yeah.
probably only name a couple of folk artists, but they can name a bunch because they
this?
listen to them, and these
Stu.
guys are successful. They're making money. People think people like Tracy Chapman, like, oh man, she had a hit song and then another one, and then people don't know who she is anymore. Oh no, she's still
Fans are
making
still
good-
there.
She's making a living and a career and touring. We don't go see her. She's just had 2 radio hits. But
Right.
I'll give you a huge one. Gary Jules. Gary Jules still performs. He's he'll
Mhm.
sell out his shows, but you guys only know one
I
song.
know him for a cover.
Yes.
It's not even his song.
You guys know him for a Tears for Fears cover that everybody knows, which is
Mad
Mad
World.
World.
Yeah.
But I love him. I had like 3 of his albums. So he sells out whenever he goes, performs. But people just don't, they know one song. So that's what
I'll
these guys are
recommend
doing.
somebody else real quick too. Stu and Kevin, I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy named Billy Strings.
Yes,
If not,
no.
you should check him out.
I've heard.
He's flat pick bluegrass.
Mhm.
Dude, so fucking good.
Guys,
And
But I'm not in the bluegrass, so
this is your
yeah,
fault.
he did
Matt.
a
I'm not
Halloween show where he covered Ramble On by Led Zeppelin and didn't like make it like very bluegrass
Matt, you gotta
styled.
stop. My brain,
So
because
good.
everything you're saying is spinning into like 15 different tangents up here. And I'm like, Matt,
That's your fault.
well, the first thing is I used to work. I'm going to say this one really fast. I used to work at a pharmacy tech place, and we had a drug called Tramadol, and I used to go Tramadol all the time. So that drug sounded like.
I've
I
taken
wanna-
that actually.
I want to tangent real fast.
It's after
this week.
surgery. It was
And
required.
this is also your fault because you said Billy Strings, and it made me think of something. So I was telling
it's your
me,
fault.
Stu and I were talking about this yesterday. Did you guys know who the band The Zombies are?
Was it that?
Yeah.
Who, the Zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sang a real famous song that people here
Mhm.
know as "Time of the Season." It's the time.
Yep.
Of the
I think I
season.
know
Right,
where you're
just
going
know it.
with this, so I'll be quiet. Yep.
So Kevin, well, then I'll tell Kevin because Stu knew too, sort of. He knew part of this.
I knew.
So
then
this
part.
band's together, right? And they create they're a British band. They have some hits over there, and then they don't really have any here. They finally decide we're gonna break up, right? We're not having the hits. We want to kind of do some other stuff. So they break up. It just so happens they recorded that song "Time of the Season," which comes over here to the States and hits big, right?
It's a great
It's
song,
huge.
by the way.
So
that song.
yeah, I love it too. So it's becoming this massive song
What's
in the
your
United
name?
States, and they
Who's
want them to
your
come
daddy?
tour. They want them to come towards the States, but they're like, no, we're done. We don't want to. So this record company creates a fake band called The Zombies, puts together, they're real musicians, says it's them, sends them on tour. Then they
Because
create
who's gonna know? It's the
then they create a
60s.
second fake band called The Zombies, send them on tour at the same damn time. So we got 2 bands touring the States as The Zombies. Neither of them are them. One of the bands has 2 guys in it. 2 guys.
Very well known guys.
What is his name? Beard. God, I should know.
I don't know.
It's like
What
Billy
band could they be
Gibbons.
from?
It's Billy Gibbons and something Beard. I
I
forget
think
his
it's
name.
Andrew Beard.
Andrew Beard. Thank you. Those 2 end up leaving the Zombies, getting a 3rd member, and creating ZZ Top because they were
Yep.
touring around pretending to be the Zombies, And that
Like
fucked
we're a
up.
fake band. Let's
But it was
be
the
a real
60s.
band.
Nobody knew. There wasn't
Yeah.
like internet. You couldn't go on and go, wait, how are they performing in Cleveland tonight? And they're also nobody
They're
knew.
also in California. It's like no one knows.
Apparently that record company did that a lot. So
Yeah.
Are they
Damn.
still in
I'm-
business?
no,
ZZ Top
they
is.
created Milli Vanilli. No.
And by the way, how ironic is it that a band called the Zombies quits and is resurrected from the dead
Yeah.
All right.
as
So
twice, by the way. They
I
were
sent,
dead and then undead.
I sent Matt. So Matt sees all the photos, so I knew he was going to see most of the people. So it was really hard to hide
Yeah.
who they are from.
And I'm trying not to
sent
look
him-
ahead either.
I sent him 4 or 5 bands, and I sent Stu 3 yesterday. And the one that Stu was most excited about, and I knew he would be, is a band called the Pink Slips. Now, in this band is the lead singer, whose name is Grace. So Grace is the lead singer for the alt rock band, the Pink Slips. Again, they are on Spotify. Stu, you should check out more than just the song I sent you. You're going to be into them. Now, I dig.
I think
guys
Connie
a
liked
lot.
this band.
To
lot.
me, Matt, these guys could be on a Crow soundtrack. That's the kind of music they sing.
It
You could
sounded
put them on
fantastic.
on the Crow soundtrack, and they would fit in perfect.
Based on the song you sent.
Song Danger, yes, to me would fit
Okay.
on like the Crow City of Angels. They remind me a lot of the Breeders, a lot.
Actually, it sounded a lot, and a lot like No Doubt. In a
That's
way,
kind of what, dude. I thought.
at least
See, you guys need to listen to it.
At
I
least her.
thought. Yeah, I thought it was Gwen Stefani's kid.
I was thinking that too, but I was like,
they only got to hear one song. Well, I assume
I only got to hear one song too. I only listened to
They
what you said.
remind me
That was
a
it.
lot of the Breeders, personally.
Okay.
They have that kind of gritty, grungy style, and it just sort of works with me.
I love the Breeders.
So as far as the band goes, she says their influences are Charlie XCX, Freddie Mercury, Elton John. Again, very eclectic. She says she's really into punk, so it kind of makes sense. She has also said that her influences are members of her dad's side project band that you guys know who who the main band, and you definitely know who the side project is. But he's a drummer a bassist for the main band, which you know very well, and you know the side project band very well.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Grace. Do you guys have any guesses? They're touring again, but I don't fucking think they should be because
I figured it out based on the picture.
he needs to stop.
So I know of a Grace.
Who would that be?
Who is it?
Kid.
He's trying to figure it out in his head. Let me put it this way: this band is recently decided to tour again, and their lead singer just needs to fucking stop.
Yeah,
do it.
He needs to stop
bad.
putting cornrows in his hair. Stop dropping the N word willy nilly.
You are dropping clues left and right.
Duff McKagan.
It's Duff McKagan's kid.
Ah!
This is Grace McKagan,
I knew the name Grace was
Yep.
going to be
daughter of the famous Guns N' Roses bassist Duff McKagan, and she has said that Velvet Revolver is a lot of her inspiration, being
I
around the
can hear
members of Velvet
especially
Revolver.
the vocals. You
Mhm.
can definitely see that now
She
from that song. I like that.
and I didn't put the pictures on here. If you go look her up online, she has a very heavy Debbie Harry vibe going. Like
Yes, she does.
in a lot of the pictures of her, you can tell Debbie Harry had to be an influence of hers, man. This band is great.
Oh
Like,
no, I loved it.
this-
As soon as it started playing,
I think I've introduced Stu to a new band, like with the Pink Slips. And it threw me off because in the movie Freaky Friday, the Lindsay Lohan one, her band is called Pink Slip. And I was like, no, it's not them. Like,
but
well,
I really did think it was Gwen Stefani's kid because it sounded just.
She
I can
sounds
see
a lot like Gwen Stefani.
yeah, I can
But
see that.
When you mentioned
least
Debbie Harry, she sounds a lot
No
like
doubt,
Blondie
early
too.
Gwen
Yeah, yeah,
Stefani,
yeah.
not this.
Yeah.
that style, not necessarily
Yeah.
the sound of
Oh,
her,
yeah.
but the style.
Also want to. I said something and laughed about it, but I should be clear that I can't remember her name, but the main girl from Freaky Friday and the band Pink Slip is actually a singer. So that's why I was like, no, it can't be them. Like they weren't a real band. She is still a singer. She's still performing.
Which band
but
is that?
she just goes by her name. In the
No, I
movie, they
mean
call themselves Pink Slip.
Yeah.
In Freaky Friday, they call themselves Pink Slip.
Not
but
the
they're
Pink
but
Slips.
yeah, and that was 2010 or some shit. So we have one more to talk about, and this one I had to kind of keep quiet too. Did you look it up, Matt? Do you have her name? Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes.
What's happening?
Did you? I said,
What?
did you look it up? Did you have her name?
I did, but you moved on, so I just thought we were moving on. So, Lindsay Lohan, Christina Vidal, and Haley Hudson.
It's Christina Vidal that she's
sounds
still
familiar.
performing, and she's
Sassoon.
still. All right. So the next one was the other one on the list that I was like, if Stu has heard of one of these people, it's this person right here. And this is the last one on our list, but this person, this guy does a bit of everything. He's a TV show host, a voice artist, comic book writer, and of course, a musician. He goes
fan
by
of
the
Wolverine,
name
apparently.
of. He goes by the name of Jesse Blaze. All right. So one of the songs he does is called Bullet. He does a song called Alive. And here's the thing: when I hear these songs, I can't help but think of Nine Inch Nails, only without the grunge. I know that sounds weird, but there's some Nine Inch Nails inspired stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
There. Just the grunge is kind of taken out. I also hear a little bit of Megadeth's album Cryptic Writings in the stuff that he does. It's, again, weird, but it's there. I do like his stuff pretty well, and if someone hit me up with a heavier remix of some of his stuff, it would probably go in a lot of my playlists. You can find this particular one right here, the one that we just put up on. This one is, if you want to look this up, he's actually all over Spotify. He's been doing stuff for a while, but he's drastically different than that of his famous parent. His famous parent is very loud, very theatrical.
And we thank him for what he did for the music industry every day.
Yes. But yeah,
fighting the good fight.
Stu already has a thought of who Jesse Blaze is related to. Very theatrical, very loud. He fought the good fight for the music industry. I can hear their voices when I hear Jesse Blaze sing. I can hear his dad.
He just wants to rock, man.
Stu has a guess.
What are you going to do with your life?
It's Dee Snider. This is Jesse Blaze Snider is his full name. Jesse Blaze Snider.
I was thinking Alice Cooper at first, but when you said really loud and helped out the music,
yeah,
and it's like, oh shit.
So you may know him from, he did a song called GUT. It's the theme song for the reality show Growing Up Twisted, which I never watched. But they had a reality show and he was part of it.
He's a TV host too?
He hosts some music show or something, I forget.
Did they dye their dog's hair to look like Elvira's dog?
Possibly.
It's in the picture.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a dog with a pink mohawk.
I don't know why,
It wouldn't surprise you none.
But he is on Spotify and he has a lot on Spotify. He's very out there. He's doing a lot. Yeah, Jesse Blaze Snider. It's weird because when I listen to him, again, he's not doing Twisted Sister stuff. It's more modern stuff that he's doing.
Very like industrial synth.
Yeah, only without all the industrial.
I really liked it, and I had no idea. I actually thought you were going to say he was Trent Reznor's kid, to be honest.
So I heard it too.
Oh,
yeah. Heard the kind of Nine Inch Nails influence too. It's there. It's not like real, like as gritty as Nine Inch Nails, but the music kind of has that feel to it.
It's like if Nine Inch Nails wrote happier songs, but still were about, bullets.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, any thoughts?
No, I'm good.
I will say, I don't think he looks anything like his dad. I think he looks a lot more like his mom. And the problem is, every time you see this dude, he's changed the way he looks. He's changed his hairstyle. He's cut it. Yeah. He's done something. So it's one of those.
So the tattoos on that first picture, are those legit tattoos?
As far as I know, man. I think the picture that we have up with him and D is a little bit older.
Oh, because he looks younger.
Yeah,
and
he has
heavier.
Yeah, I think he has more tats and stuff now, but I don't know. I don't really keep up with him when he had his tattoos.
Yeah, definitely. Looks...
But he's good. Actually, the thing is, all these guys are good, man. Like every one of these bands are very talented. They they did their own thing. They kind of carved their own path. None of them is doing what their parents did,
Exactly right. Yeah.
which is, I think, kind of cool. There were a few people that I went to put on the list, but honest to God, I just couldn't find their music. Both of Sammy Hagar's kids are in a band
I've
together. The band is supposed to be called Fight Club, but when I looked up Fight Club, all I could find was this heavy death metal German band like and I'm like,
there's
it's not them.
That was
there's
awesome.
some kind of show that has
He owns a garage.
yeah.
Yeah, he does cars too.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's like a TV show that shows the like parents and their kids, and some of them do music, some of them don't. And Sammy Hagar was in one of them.
So Hagar's sons tried to get a Kickstarter campaign to help do an album a couple years ago. I don't know if I couldn't find them. That was
They
the thing. I
just
couldn't
say, "Hey,
find
Dad,
them.
can you help us out?"
I think they don't want to. Like, who wants? Like, some people want to forge their own path. They don't want a handout from their parents. So I think that's
No, they
kinda
just
cool.
want a handout from everyone else.
Now there were people we could have talked about, obviously, and I tried to avoid people everybody would know. Again, we're not talking
Like
Wilson Phillips here.
The
No
Mammoth
Wolfgang.
WVH.
No Wolfgang Van. Yeah.
Well,
No.
Wilson Phillips will be coming close. to
No
town,
Joe
too.
Sumner. No Joe Sumner.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
Wolfgang actually
jealous.
was playing in Van Halen for a while, so
Right.
it's not that he was trying to be like
No,
off his
that's
dad,
not
but
what
he
we're
was
saying. I
helping
didn't
out.
want to talk about bands who they already have kind of paved a path. I don't
Right.
think Wolfgang. I think people know who Wolfgang Van Halen. They know what
Yeah.
Mammoth is without us talking about them.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you may not Joe. If I say Joe Sumner, you might not go who. But if I say Fiction Plane, you've
Yeah.
heard of Fiction Plane because that's Sting's kid. I don't want to talk about the Wallflowers. I don't want to talk about Jacob Dylan. We all know who he is.
Yeah.
Like I said, Wilson Phillips. Again, did they
Dude,
come from very famous musician parents? Yes. Does everybody know who they are? Yes. So
Yeah.
I dug this show, man. That was kind of cool.
I do want to
The
bring up
fact that I
one
would-
more. A very young lady.
Oh, sure.
She's apparently getting famous. Her name is Miley Cyrus. I guess her dad was
Who's that?
famous at the time for doing some country song called One Horse Town or something like that. I
Don't tear my heart.
Was that- Wait, I think Some Gave All. He did. I think he might have done that. He did a
That's
song
not
called
Billy
Some
Ray
Gave All.
Cyrus, is it?
What?
Are you being
He literally has an album called Some Gave All.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yes.
Somebody does. Look, I don't know my country music,
Yeah.
so don't
I
test
will look
me
this
on
up.
this. I will fail.
Don't
I'm
tell
pretty
I
me
sure
know
it's the
that-
one that
I know that's an
Heart's on.
album, but I didn't think
Yeah.
that was Billy Ray Cyrus. Now there are a million country music fans out there now screaming at me because, or you, they're screaming at one of us. One of us is right. I didn't.
Hey,
think that was
audience,
Billy
let's see who they're going to be screaming at.
I didn't think that was Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean, I know somebody.
Some
did
Gave
that.
All, studio album by Billy Ray Cyrus
Really,
from
Billy
what
Ray
year was
Cyrus?
this?
All gave
Yeah,
some gave all.
1992.
I know the song. I didn't know that was Billy Ray. Did you?
I don't even know what
Listen,
that
I know
is.
he did two
Nope.
songs.
I was
Achy
a
Breaky
country
Heart
fan at the time. And Some Gave
and-
All.
And Old Town Road. That's all I know of Billy Ray.
What the fuck? That's the other song, you know?
I didn't even know Old Town Road was his.
Yeah, he does that song with.
Yeah, it's him and Lil Nas
Lil Nas
X.
X.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Bull
right.
riding and boo.
I love that
babies,
song.
you know?
It's
Yeah.
goofy and fun. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
and he did Achy Breaky Part 2. Yeah, he did.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Years
Part
back, I
two?
don't know. Yeah, he did like a
Because of
second.
the amount of money he made from Achy Breaky
the
Heart,
first one, yeah.
probably.
Don't
So was it
tell my
Achy
heart
Breaky
again.
Electric
My
Boogaloo?
achy breaky heart.
Do you guys want to talk about how weird that is? So he becomes a
Achy
famous
Breaky Electric
musician,
Slide.
right? He becomes a famous musician off of Achy Breaky Heart primarily. He disappears. Then his daughter
Mhm.
gets a TV show.
Creates
and
a secret
made him
identity.
famous because
Yeah.
she plays the dad. Like she relaunched his career. Isn't that crazy? But she kind of did. So
Question
And
is,
then Lil Nas X
did she
relaunched
want
it
him in
again.
or did the
no, I think she wanted him in it. I don't know, but I think she
or
wanted
did
him
the
in it.
producers want him in
I
it?
don't know because Dolly Parton shows up in it as her grandmother, which Dolly Parton is her godmother.
Godmother.
She's yeah, as a real godmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how weird, man! Do you think he's super jealous or very happy that his daughter is way more famous than he ever was,
He's probably super
I would
famous
think
or
he's
super
super
happy
happy.
that she's famous.
or does he
Yeah.
think about bumping her off and taking the inheritance? People love Miley Cyrus, man. She's, I'm not a massive fan, but people love her. I thought you would enjoy this episode, those two. Like I had a feeling.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I had more. It was really hard trying. I wanted to find people that you could find on Spotify. You could go
Yeah.
over and find them on Spotify or Apple and listen to their stuff right
Yeah.
now. Deacon Fry, any live Eagle stuff after 2017, that's him playing with them.
No, okay.
So we are going to have live playing like Montreal or something on the playlist. Matt is putting together a playlist. He'll put at least one of all these people on. He may put a couple.
Yeah.
which
Do
is
me a
fine.
favor. Send me a
Link to the playlist.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now.
It'll be
Again,
available on the website.
Jacob
Or
Danger.
just send it to me directly.
But you can find them. You can find Jacob Danger or Jacob Armstrong and Joey Armstrong. Mount Eddy, EDDY, is one of the bands, and Swimmers, SWMRS, is the other
And
band. I recommend them.
Swimmers and Mount Eddy, to me, don't sound very much alike.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah, they're both great too.
They are really good. I do recommend both. Chelsea Tyler, her band again is Kane Holler. I want to say Holder. I want to say Holder every time. Kane Holder. Kane Holler. KANEHOLLER. One word, on Spotify, probably on Apple as well. They're all over it. They're pretty big. Violet Grohl has one song on Spotify right now, and that is Nausea. They did it. I think they worked on it during the pandemic, and then they released it. I'm sure she'll be doing more stuff. She just turned 18, though, so let's give her some time. Midnight Kids, that's Jagger Lee, the band he was in. Like I said, he decided to not do Midnight Kids anymore because he wanted to do some other stuff. But there's a lot of Midnight Kids stuff out there. You can find that as well. Lola Linux is just under Lola Linux. It's hard to say that all at once. Lola Linux.
Say that 5 times fast.
Kind of aperture you got on that camera. It's a Lola Linux. I think I met her in a swamp down in Dagobah where she babbled all day long like a giant carbonated soda. L-O-A. I was singing Yoda instead of Lola, but it's fine. Lola, la, 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 Lola. Stewie's favorite today was the Pink Slips. I think they're definitely worth checking out. That's Grace McKagan's band. They're still out there. You can find them on Spotify as well. Very modern punk stuff, man. It's really good stuff. I recommend it. And of course, Jesse Blaze is out there. You can find Jesse Blaze under Jesse Blaze. You can find Jesse Blaze under, I think, Jesse Blaze Snyder too. He's really stuff under both, I think. So very easy to find. They're all out there. I recommend people going and checking them out, man. If you've never heard any of these. Hey, I did want to say one other thing. We got some feedback this week, and it was really cool. You guys can leave us feedback.
It's about my gum.
It was not about your gum.
Not this time.
I can hear my dog and my wife barking upstairs, guys.
Is your wife barking?
She was barking at the dog, yes. So I hope she hears this. Well, you guys can leave us feedback, and I would actually like you guys to leave us feedback if you'd heard these bands or if you check these bands out and you like them. Let us know. You can write us at yourmixtapeshow@gmail.com, or you could leave us a voicemail. It's 513-437-2377, 513-HE-RAD-77. I understand why this next person did not call us. You will understand in a second. This is really cool, and I was very happy to hear from him. But we received an email from Lorenzo, and Lorenzo's email says, "Hey, guys, just wanted to let you know I love the show, and I've been listening for 6 months, and now it's really the highlight of my week. I learned a lot and like the reaction you guys give sometimes, and go slide whistle. Just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to let you know that you're also being listened to in Belgium. Have a nice day, guys." That was for you, Lorenzo, in Belgium.
Can we get some?
Yes, we can get some waffles. So yeah, we have
always waffles with this one. God.
If you guys want to let us know you're listening, that's great. We love that.
Blue.
But like I said, I would love to know if you guys are, if you've heard of these bands, if you check them out, let us know what you think. And if there's someone who you know has a band that their parents are famous that maybe we didn't think of, drop that to us too. We will gladly shout it out on the show. That's
actually
what I got.
I will interject a little bit. Jay, I did send you one that didn't make it onto the show, and
You did.
I wanted to kind of shout him out real quick.
But we're not going to talk.
Um,
Anyway, guys, it's been really nice having.
wow, Dick.
And I'm
I-
sorry,
I
we're out
wanted
of
to
time
see-
this week.
I wanted to see if anybody knew who they
Go
were.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Oh shit,
Stu,
we just ran
you
out of time.
of all days for that to be happening. Stu, you might actually know this band, but do you remember back
Matt
in the
cut
late
out on you guys. Can
90s
you
there
guys
was a
hear Matt?
band? Oh my
No.
god.
Sorry, Matt. I'm not really. Go ahead. Matt's like, of all days. You guys don't understand. We've had like so many technical difficulties today just trying to start.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
We almost made it through the home stretch, guys.
Matt couldn't
All right,
hear
continue,
anything
Matt,
for a minute.
continue.
Well, more than the
Yeah.
minute. Matt lost all audio. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Matt. I'm sorry.
All right.
We'll be like a ventriloquist. I'll drink
Uh-huh.
water.
See, I knew if I started talking, he would go again.
I'll drink water while you're talking.
All right. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a band called Dead Sea. It's spelled Deadsy. All right. They were kind of like a industrial new metal kind of band. A lot of like heavy synthesizers type stuff. Does this ring a bell with you, Stu, at all?
So that cover you
No.
sent me, Matt,
Mhm.
of them, I'd heard that before.
Yeah.
No,
I'd
So-
heard it.
that scene does not sound familiar.
They covered Tom
That's the
Sawyer
band.
by Rush.
Yeah, I'd heard that. I didn't know that's
and
who
made
it
it
was,
like,
but
yeah.
it's
They
great.
also had a song called The Key to Gramercy Park.
The second you sent that cover over to
Mhm.
me, and the second I hit play, I'm like, oh, I've heard this. I've heard this cover. I just didn't know that's who I was listening to.
Now, I will tell you the name of the singer of this band, and you may know based on
By
their
the
name,
way,
but it's
makes a
just their
lot more
stage
sense.
name that
I
they go
didn't.
with.
It makes a lot more sense why you sent them to me now. I just thought you were sending me a
Yeah.
cool
No,
cover.
it was for the show.
Nope.
No, it was for the show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
All right, so let's hear.
So the name of the singer of the band Dead Sea is Elijah Blue. And that's his stage name, but it's actually his
okay.
first and middle name. Do you know, Jay?
No.
Elijah
Go ahead.
Blue. Both of his parents are very famous.
What kind of music do his parents do?
His mom wishes she could turn back time.
Well, geez, dude.
Yeah, I know.
once
I couldn't think of
once you start.
Is
just-
it is
should
it
just said
is
their
it
name.
Chaz Bono?
no. No, that's their brother actually, but
Okay.
but no. Their
I-
their mom is Cher.
I'm not gonna lie. If it
and-
was Chaz Bono, you would have blown my. It would have been like,
You're like, wait,
Right.
what? Hang on, yeah. Based on the song. And their dad is Dwayne Allman from the Allman Brothers. It's
oh,
Elijah
so it's
Blue
not
Allman.
Bono. It's
No.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's
Chevy getting
Dwayne
around.
Allman's son.
That's crazy. No, I
Now,
did not
Stu,
know that.
knowing that, listen to that band. I think you would really like you would like them a
Dead Sea.
lot. They also on their song The
I
Key to
think you would like
Gramercy
them, too.
Park, you would
Well,
really like.
add them to the playlist.
Yeah, add
since
them
we're
to the
talking.
playlist since you
No,
talked
yeah,
about.
it's going to be on the playlist.
Most definitely put them on.
The song "The Key to Gramercy Park" background vocals are done by Jonathan Davis from Korn because he was actually who signed them to their record label.
So is it just a bunch of back now? Stop. It's just- I was gonna do some impressions, but I'm just gonna let it go. Are you ready? Is it a lot of this in the background?
Kind of actually with that one, but
Stop.
yeah, they were really good. But no, that cover of Tom Sawyer is
It's great.
it's really good.
It
So
is
I
really,
definitely
really
recommend. Okay, knowing your car, Stu, you
Yeah.
need to play it in your car. Like your car would explode with bass on that one. So
Oddly enough, they do a cover of Gary Newman. No,
yeah, they do
But you need
cars
to
as
play
well.
They're in your car. Yeah, they're really good. Actually,
That'd be kind
I-
of cool if they did that. Actually,
So what had happened? What had happened was, as Stewie would say, Matt told me about a band. I totally forgot about that. And then you didn't. That cover wasn't sent right away. You
No,
sent
it was like
later, and
the
I
next
thought you were
day,
just
yeah.
sending me like a cool cover to check
we
out.
were talking
you
in
spell
traffic
that?
at the time.
How you-
Deadsy.
And you had like sent me this cover, and I hit play in my car. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I've heard this. Yeah, this is great. And I never clicked to that it was the
Yeah.
same people.
Yeah.
Yes, I was also driving, so I just clicked the button. I didn't really look too much, and I was just
Key to grammar.
Yeah, the Key to Gramercy Park is
Gramercy.
their original song that got. you
Well,
know,
at least
kinda big.
At least Stu's got some new people to listen to out of us,
Yeah.
if nothing else. So,
Kevin, what do you think?
Kevin is
good.
He's currently listening to Lola Linux as we speak.
He's
I
like,
feel
"I'm good."
bad for Kevin because he really didn't have much say in this one.
Yeah.
He
He
said
didn't
a
get
lot
the
with his
music.
eyes.
And slide whistle.
Yeah, he lets the
Spoke
slide
with his
whistle speak.
eyes. And
He
his
spoke
whistle.
When
his
words
mouth.
fail, the slide whistle speaks.
He spoke with his mouth.
What are words for? When you want a slide whistle, what are words for?
Right. Okay. Right.
I want to point out one other thing. That was just a really cool coincidence, guys. If you're watching X-Men
Stop.
97, you will notice that the theme music is the original X-Men theme music from the old cartoon.
Kevin.
That theme music is now played by Neely Broche, who we had on our show.
This is incredible.
It was composed by Ron Wasserman, who we had on our show. If you haven't heard those 2 episodes, you should go back. It's so coincidence for us. Go back and listen. I tried really hard to get through that.
Stu's looking up because he knows where Kevin is on screen. That's great.
We're like the Brady.
Continue.
I just look up as if anyone is above me. Like, where's Alice? All right, guys.
Funniest show
thanks,
about divorce. Yeah.
thanks everyone for listening. We are on YouTube.
We could do that.
Death. Both of their spouses died, I believe.
Oh,
I
Oh
know.
yeah, that's
I know
Yeah.
that his wife died. I'm pretty sure her husband died too, but yeah, they just see they were having an affair and they both offed their others so that they can get to
yeah.
It's fun
And
if
then
that's
their
what we
kids
found out
did in the
later.
attic too. Yeah.
And then the mom
it's kind of a
diddled her-
fucked up family once you
and
think
the mom
about it.
diddled her new stepson. True story.
That diddled herself.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
Oh, I did
Lawrence
not.
Emerson and Greg Brady, who I can't think of his name right now, they apparently got it on.
Barry something. I don't know.
I mean, they weren't really.
Well,
They were-
I know, but that's still it's very
Yeah.
strange.
It's weird.
I was making a joke about how
Apparently on
the
the-
two
on the
oldest kids in the
Apparently,
show.
on the set of that show, a lot of shit was going on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anyway,
Matt has brought it up. We've heard it a lot of times. We are on YouTube now. If you want to go over and check out and watch this stuff, because we put up images and you can see Stu's beautiful face over there. So if you want to go over and check us out there, we are the mixtape on that channel, and we actually have a second channel over there now, the movie mix.
we'll put them both up on
mixtape-
screen.
Mixtape is
Even
all of
Stu's
this
face.
stuff, you know. And the movie mix is reviews and stuff about movies. And Matt and I are actually going to be starting a small show over there as well, where we discuss some stuff, which I as soon as we get started, I highly recommend everybody check it out because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be Twisted Kid Real Talk. So we'll give you more as that. And the best way to know all that stuff is by following our social media. So we are on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook,
Instagram,
Twitter, Instagram, all those things, and they are on the screen.
X,
On the
Reddit.
website. So there's no X, only Twitter. So that's it, guys. I thank all you
They
guys.
need it. They need
Dana
to
only
change.
We love it's too confusing, the X thing.
Mhm.
Nobody calls it that.
Yeah, nobody calls it.
No one calls it that. So
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna end this one because we've been on here way longer because we had all the technicals. But thanks everybody for joining us once again. Our numbers have been growing. You guys have been sharing, and thank you so much for that. It means a ton. We really appreciate it. So we hope you guys come back again next week. And please do like Lorenzo, drop us a message. Let us know you're listening and
Yeah.
where you're listening from, even if it's just what state you're listening from. We
Yeah.
love it. We love hearing from you guys.
And send some waffles.
Send some waffles.
Yeah.
Lorenzo,
Some
Stu's
more slide
requesting
whistle from
waffles.
Kevin.
And
Lorenzo.
in return, he'll send you some American thing. We live in Cincinnati. He'll send you Cincinnati.
He'll send
style.
you a can of Gold Star or some Skyline.
I wouldn't do that to him. That's awful shit.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. And remember, until next time, we have the opportunity to speak. To always
Stay awesome.
Thank you for watching the mixtape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon for notifications when new videos come out. And remember, to always stay awesome.